Hey, I'm Erica.
And I'm Jules. Most people have at least one thing that they can't or won't eat.
Yeah, we're definitely like that.
We started this podcast to talk about the gluten-free food industry,
like new products and some of the stories behind your favorite brands,
and living life with a specialty diet, and also some important healthcare topics.
Since we're basically both broken inside.
You had me at eat.
So I've had a day, everyone. I've had a quart of beer day.
No, you haven't had the quart of beer. You're having
This is a quart of beer day.
Yes.
This is a special limited edition Holidaily Beulah Red quart. It's called Crowler, that I got at the last event that I did in Denver. So technically, are you supposed to drink this within 12 hours of bottling? Yes. Did I do that? Absolutely not, because I was still on a plane. So I took this home and I saved it for a really bad day. And today is the really bad day. So you're welcome, everyone. I hope you hear me belch throughout this episode and drink this really, it looks like a comically large can, because it is.
It does. I was asking before we started recording, it was just the perspective of the camera that looks, it's like twice as big as your head. I don't know. It's like the largest beer I've ever seen. It's amazing, but I'm also simultaneously really jealous. So, yeah.
I've had a day, folks.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you know what? When you have a day, it's nice to be able to have options like naturally gluten-free beer. So, cheers, TGF, and all that happy stuff.
It's so good. I love it.
Very jealous over here. Mm-hmm.
And I never get the Beulah Red at my grocery store. So I went, you can get crowlers of anything that's at the brewery, in the tap room is what I meant to say. So you can get crowlers of anything. So I'm like, I'm going to get crowlers of things that I can't get at my Whole Foods or my Sprouts or wherever it's stocked in Arizona. So I got this, and then I got the like a wild berry one that they do that's like infused with blackberries. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I had a friend over who has Crohn's and is gluten-free. So we split the crowler, and it was delish.
Wow. Yeah. Sounds like a good time. And I just got to tell you, I'm super jealous because not only do I not have a crowler today, I have a crowler never, because Holidaily is not available in the Maryland area. So, yeah.
So sorry.
Just rub that on in, you know.
It is one benefit of being near Sprouts. The Sprouts headquarters is that anytime Sprouts gets anything nationwide, we always get it. And then we're so close to Denver, being the Rocky Mountain region. That is one good thing.
Well, Sprouts here, not only does it not have Holidaily, it doesn't have any gluten-free beer, it doesn't have any beer at all, because we live in the weirdest state. Like, you can't buy alcohol at all. No beer, no wine, nothing in the grocery stores here. I moved here from North Carolina. I'm like, wait, I'm in the grocery store. I'm like, where's the wine? I don't get it. And like, oh, no. There's no wine in the grocery stores. Yeah. It's so bizarre.
That's how Utah used to be.
So weird.
Oh, it's so weird.
Okay, if even Utah, you can buy wine in the grocery store, in Maryland, you can't. It's like straight up messed up. Like that. I don't understand that at all.
Why is that still like that?
So inefficient. I don't know. You also can't ship beer and stuff to Maryland.
Well, you can't ship beer to Arizona directly from a manufacturer. You have to go to a third party. Mm-hmm. I can only do it because I ship it in my suitcase, or they ship it as a secret, as merchandise. So do not tell the tobacco.
Don't tell anyone what Erica's been doing.
This is a secret. Mm-hmm. This is the secret. Yeah. This is a secret.
No one's gonna say. No one. We're all friends here.
Secret. That's a secret.
No one's gonna say anything. Okay. Yeah. Your secret's safe here.
Hi, welcome to You Had Me at Eat. Hello, welcome. We are today discussing on our second episode of 3, hopefully, that are talking about our finds at Expo West 2023. We are slightly behind schedule, but that has allowed us to receive samples. Yes. So that's excellent too.
Yeah.
Although not all samples, because I'm behind on some of my sampling. We just got some of our stuff from Housewares. We just got
Can we talk about Housewares some more?
Nordic Ware.
Woo. Yeah, I know. Very excited.
I do want to stop talking about Housewares. But
I never want to stop talking about housewares.
We did get our Dream Farm stuff in.
I know. I'm so excited.
They're so good. I think I've already convinced so many people to buy the Flooser.
The Flooser is life-changing.
We're going to be the number one Flooser influencers from Dream Farm.
My husband's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, just you wait. And he's like, no, we already have one. I'm like, now that one's going away. No, this is amazing. He's like, yeah, whatever. He tries to get, okay, this is amazing. I'm like, yeah, it's sublime.
Yeah.
This thing is just amazing.
The grater is going to change my life. And while I missed Easter, there has to be a holiday coming up in which I can decorate the skull, the 9-cup skull cake pan.
No, we've already decided you're going to do this for like all these different holidays throughout the year. So I think you should do a skull Mother's Day cake.
That's what's coming up next. Okay. Should I have a little sunbonnet made of fondant?
Oh, perfect. I love it. I love this. This is all shaping up nicely for Mother's Day. Mm-hmm.
Do you think my mother will enjoy it?
And your mother would appreciate it uniquely.
Yeah, absolutely.
She'd be like, yeah, my daughter Erica would make me a skull cake for Mother's Day. Yes, she would. Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm going to do. When is that? Like May something? May?
Yeah, like May 13th or something like that. I don't know, somewhere in there.
And that's like the next major holiday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's Celiac Awareness Month in May.
But then you're going to make one every day.
That's every day.
Yeah, that's like a month.
A lot. It's a lot of 9-cup cake mix. A lot of cake mix.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. We have to talk.
It's the 14th. May 14th.
So May 14th. Okay. I've got time.
Mm-hmm. Mark your calendars.
I'm very excited about my shipment from Nordic Way. I'm very excited about my shipment from Dream Farm. I'm very excited about my shipment from Kangshan. I got all my shipments in. I'm still waiting on some shipments from Expo West, but we're still going to move forward and talking about some of our favorite product lines. We did last week. We had the vegan accoutrement, what are meat analogs, some
plant-based
innovations was, the title of our last one. Amazing interview with Dea. If you haven't had that experience for your ears to listen to that or watch it on YouTube, it's available now. Now, we're going to talk about savory snacks. So we have one more episode left, and that will be covering the sweets from Expo West. This today, ladies and gents, savory snacks. So get prepared. Let's talk about pasta. First up, we're going to start with a big innovation because I had the opportunity to talk to Andy, who's the head of marketing at Taste Republic, one of my favorite pasta makers.
Andy's so great.
He's so great. They make one of my favorite pasta, which is actually a vegan cheese tortelloni. Now, it used to be, when I wrote in the liner notes, it was like tortilli because I don't know how to spell tortelloni.
No.
Tortilla.
It's all good. Yeah.
Tortilla.
It's that tea pasta.
Is it a tortelloni or a tortellini?
Well, you know what?
Is there a difference?
There are both, but this one, actually, I was just looking it up, and what they have is tortelloni. So.
What's a tortellini then? A smaller version of a tortellini?
Ask Andy. I don't know. I've always made them as tortellini. It would be a smaller version of a tortelloni. But I've always made tortellini. I have a recipe on my website for making homemade gluten-free tortellini. And maybe I need to start making tortelloni. I need to look into this.
Anyway, my favorite is their four vegan. It's like a vegan cheese-based tortelloni. Okay.
Yes. And I took some home from Expo, and it was very tasty. Yes.
They used to have it in ravioli form, but R&D said these raviolis are splitting open too often. We've got to make them into the tortelloni shape. So why I do not like them as much as the ravioli, it at least 25% better as far as leakage. And we all know leakage is very important for ravioli. So less leakage when it's in the tortelloni form. So now everything is no longer ravioli. It is now tortelloni. So I think. I don't know.
And anyway, no cheese. Tortellini. It's all tortelloni.
No leakage. No tortellini. Just tortelloni.
No ravioli.
So this new one is Andy and I were on a panel talking about trends, and he said that he adapted this new recipe from the viral feta bake that was going on. You know how everyone's like, just throw a feta cheese and with some sauce and some pasta and bake it, and then magically it's like this amazing feta bake thing. That's what they are making this to be like, but in a tortellini shape.
Not vegan, but gluten-free.
Not vegan. Yes to gluten-free. Unfortunately, Andy has heard me yell at him for like at least a year. Why isn't everything available in a vegan version? And he's like, wait. And I'm like, okay. So thankfully there are more and more like, someone just launched the feta that was so good. Follow Your Heart has a feta. And there are so many amazing cheese, as we mentioned, dairy innovations for feta. And so I think hopefully in the future.
You know what makes them good?
What?
Salt.
Yeah. Tortelloni?
It's the salt. No, the feta. Feta is so delicious because it's salty.
I don't really remember feta a ton. It's made from sheep's milk, right?
I don't know
Like
what
real
they're making
feta?
the vegan feta with.
No. Like real feta is made with sheep's milk.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know the rules, but yeah, I don't know. Vegan feta is
The rules.
no. Anyway, so this is going to be a new innovation from Taste Republic, and I just love that they're innovating. They have some good plant-based stuff, hopefully coming down the line. That would be amazing. Yeah, they are capitalizing on pasta trends, so good for them.
And the coolest thing about this company, they used to be called RPs. Anybody listening who maybe like back in the day, like, you know, recognizes them. But the coolest thing about them is it's fresh pasta. So
Yes.
A lot of the listeners are like, you know, oh, whatever, it's just another gluten-free pasta, dry pasta. No. This is fresh pasta. So it's really different and yummy in that regard. So it's a great brand.
Yeah, you get it in the refrigerator or frozen section of your grocery store.
Yeah.
And it takes like 3 minutes or something to boil. So significantly different than dried pasta.
Yeah, so they gave me a sample to take home with me from Expo. And I was like, no, don't. I'm not going home. I'm just going to a friend's house in LA. And they're like, no, just take it anyway. I'm like, okay, fine. And I put it in my bag, and turns out it was a lifesaver because I went to my girlfriend's house and I got there and she's like, oh, I worked so hard on this dinner and it's all gluten-free. And then I forgot you don't eat chicken. God love her. I mean, it was just the sweetest thing that she like baked this whole dinner of gluten-free chicken. So I pulled out my Taste Republic pasta and boiled it, and I ate the pasta.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes I forget that you're more than just gluten-free.
I'm complicated. Yes, I am complicated.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, it was handy that I had that there. So
that is handy. I love mine. I ran out, so I'm probably gonna have to order online because that's really the easiest. Unless you go to Target and just like supermarket sweep the shelves, which I've done before.
Yeah,
not proud of it, but I've done it.
That adds up.
Let's move on to dried pasta. I mean, I feel like we just like really set up the stage to be like, oh my God, fresh pasta. And we're like, oh, let's just talk about dried pasta again.
But there's a time and a place for fresh, and there's a time and a place for dried.
Yeah.
So
and that's your pantry. So
yeah,
I want to talk about this guy.
Okay.
So this is, I'm showing the Jovial gluten-free, dairy-free mac and cheese. So oddly enough, I posted this and people were just like, oh my God, I'm so excited because I love Jovial pasta. But someone's like, God, I'm so sick and tired of everything making it vegan that's gluten-free.
What?
Some people like eating cheese. I'm like, oh, is it so hard to have cheese? I'm just like, first of all, they make
you already have choices.
You already have choices.
You already had your choices.
But they do make this with dairy. So
exactly.
There is a dairy version of this. Don't you worry. But I am here to talk about the dairy-free version. And I really...
Which is the new one.
Yes. No. They're both new. The dairy-free and the...
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Traditional version. But they make it with Jovial pasta, which everyone seems to love.
Yes.
And I really like the sauce, and I thought it was a very light sauce as opposed to some of the other mac and cheeses where it's just like really, really intense and you're like, this is not what I want. So I will tell you, it does have pea protein in it, which I know you love talking about pea protein. And it has some garlic in it, and it has some.
It's probably got, what, nutritional yeast?
No.
Well, then they missed it on that.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah. So I will tell you, it's light. If you're looking for like a wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of cheese, you're not going to get it with this. I, however, ate the whole dang box. And Jules will tell you, when I asked her,
it's not
did you
for
get a
everyone.
chance to try it? She goes, I heard it was gross. So Jules, please elaborate on your secret person who tried it. We're not naming names who tried it, but
no, sent in our secret shopper.
Yeah.
And anyway, he tasted it, and he came back and said he thought it was very oily and had no taste of cheese. So, and this was just a friend of mine who is gluten-free, but who can eat cheese. So I did not taste test that one because, again, this is me in my own personal weird headspace. I do not like macaroni and cheese. I've never liked macaroni and cheese. I don't even like the smell of macaroni and cheese. I won't taste test that because I will give it a thumbs down no matter how delicious it is. Yeah. So that wouldn't be fair. So I sent a friend in as my surrogate, and he was like, this is gross. So it may or may not be for you. Like if you like something that's light and, as Erica described, maybe you would like that. But I think he probably was expecting something cheesy, and it's not cheesy.
No, it's not like the traditional like make it home where you add like 10 pounds of actual cheese to it. And I guess maybe as a kid, I have vivid recollections of me throwing up the Wheels mac and cheese. And I remember the wheel tumbling down as it came out of me. And ever since then, I've had a real problem eating mac and cheese. And I think when it tastes like that gross Kraft mac and cheese that I guess people are looking for, I'm like, that triggers gross memories for me. As a child, and I still remember this. Yeah. But like different flavors, like some of the Deo ones that were like the Alfredo or something that's not like that traditional, really, really harsh, bitter, yellow fake cheese. I dig it. So I ate a ton of this. I really liked it. But
well, so there you have it. Listeners, you have your choice. Wherever you fall in your camp, you can identify this and you say like, yep, that's me. I will hate this, or that's me. I think I might like that. And so you can go choose your.
And if you want to choose your own adventure in this and you want to try it, then get this and then add in additional dairy-free cheese. I didn't for this, but you can add in additional Parmesan or mozzarella or even cheddar if you're into that to this. And then it's going to be that extra cheesy, melty, ooey gooey traditional mac and cheese. But like some of the other ones that we're going to talk about, they're not overwhelmed in flavor, so you can enjoy other things. I don't know, but the pasta is really good. It's jovial, so I hope that this one sticks around. Jovial pasta is one of the better ones.
Yeah. Well, and then so there's another one that I really liked that I picked up there called All Clean Food.
Love them.
Which I'm trying not to be too loud, but for those of you who are watching, you can see it. And this one is, it's a meal kit, it's nice just to have these around, especially for those of us who are gluten-free. We don't have a lot of these like ready meal kit kind of options that are out there. And this is a plant-based pasta and sauce mix. This one's porcini mushroom pasta, and All Clean Food is, their pasta is rice and quinoa. And then you basically just, mix up this kit with some butter and water, and you have your whole meal there ready to go. And I did taste
all the time. Really good. We eat them all the time. I will tell you, because it's quinoa based, it is a little bit more grainy than like a jovial pasta. And that's Matt's only complaint, but we make this all the time. So we get them at Intentional Foods. They have them in stock. There is a creamy Alfredo one, a porcini mushroom one. We add in frozen broccoli. So we saute the frozen broccoli and add in chicken or whatever protein that we use. I added in peas last night, and we just use dairy-free butter, dairy-free oils, season that all up. make the pasta, add in all the sauce, and we have a complete meal. And we use them all the time because it's just such a good, like,
So easy, so
yeah,
fast.
so easy.
Yeah.
And you can always
And
use
very clean
frozen
label too.
vegetables.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're free from, I think, the top 14 allergens. They're just a great,
Yeah.
great, great brand. And I will tell you,
Yeah.
they do have a new mac and cheese. I have not tried that yet, so I cannot talk about it, but I'm hoping to get samples so we can chat about it later. But I always love their mushroom one's really, really good. I add in fresh mushroom and chicken,
Mhm.
and their Alfredo one, I always add in like a frozen broccoli. It's so good.
Mhm.
And we make it all the
Yeah.
time, and it's just like so easy.
Yeah. Well, it's just, having something like that at the ready is
Yeah.
just not something that we're accustomed to living, gluten
Oh
free
my
or
God, pastaroni,
gluten-free
I miss it
vegan.
so
Like,
much.
I know. I mean, it's not something, you want to like do that every single day, but like when you're in a hurry or just, I'm looking at a lot of things, my daughter's going off to college and like, okay, well, stuff that she might want to have, just really quick too, that because she's vegan and, so, and her roommate is celiac. So she is, I know, what are the odds? And
Shut
so
up. Did you plan
no,
that?
I did not. I did not. And so she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to take care of her. It's so cute." I know. So the two of them together are just going to be like,
How did that happen?
I know. It's crazy.
Oh my God, I'm going to go
But,
down to Tucson and like go out on a date with them all the time. They're amazing. I hope
Yeah.
she doesn't suck.
Yeah. No,
I'm
she
just like,
seems
I
to be
hope you're as
adorable.
cool.
I know. They seem to be super adorable. So
Oh,
they're going to
good.
be like, Ollie's, clean eating kind of stuff like that they're going to be looking forward to.
Great.
Yeah. They're fun. And then another one like that along the same lines is this one, which I love this brand.
Zen Bee.
So the Zen Bee. And they put pasta in our press bags too, just the regular pasta.
Pea pasta, right?
Yeah.
Talking about
pea
peas.
pasta. I know. Speaking of peas, but this is one that I'm totally going to get some of these and send them with her to college because it's a just add water situation. These little cups, and you microwave them, and they're good. And I'm totally going to be sending some of these off to college with my daughter because
for sure.
Stick that in the microwave. And I mean, it's got like 13 grams of protein and it's completely plant-based, gluten-free, vegan. And it has the pasta. This one's cauliflower tikka masala. She loves Indian food and tikka masala, which because normally has cream in it. And this is vegan tikka. So, I mean,
are there vegetables in there? Like dried vegetables?
So this one, this one has tomato, cauliflower, spinach, and spices. This one contains cashews though, so for anyone with an allergy. But yeah, I mean, pretty great. Because a lot of those are vacuous. The ones where you just add water and put them in the microwave. This one is not vacuous with the 13 grams of protein. So I'm excited about that. Really like that brand too, the Zen Bee. And we met with them in the press room and they were super sweet. Really like them.
So I have not tried their stuff. Did you get a chance to try their pasta?
Mm-hmm. I tried the pasta. It was good.
That's awesome.
Really held up well. And it was just a straight up pea pasta. It was not like pea and something else. I was really surprised at the texture, how well it held up. Yeah. It was good. I made a tuna casserole with it.
Yum. With real tuna or future tuna?
Well, okay, here's the deal. I call it tuna casserole just because that's like the name of that kind of casserole. But
if you say that there's no tuna in it, I'm just going to get out of here with that.
Okay, so sometimes I make it with nothing in it. Sometimes I use like the canned salmon from like Costco, that wild Alaskan salmon, because that's my daughter's absolute favorite is that wild Alaskan salmon cans. And then the kiddies like to finish it up for, when I'm done with that. So, and then sometimes if we have leftovers, like if we've grilled fish of some kind or something like that, I'll put that in there. But sometimes I make it without anything. Yeah.
So what is this?
It's just like a noodle casserole. Okay. Huh? The recipe's on my website. You can add any protein like that you want to.
Okay.
I mean, beef would be gross, but like any kind of a white protein. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's unique.
Sure.
Tried it. So speaking of pasta, let's talk about a good transition would be talking about sauces, the stuff that goes onto pasta often.
Sure. This one I actually have used in my tuna casserole.
Oh,
So
Would
this is
you
a
be
segue.
willing to talk about that sauce that you've used in your
Yes.
no tuna casserole?
I would be willing to talk about it.
Thank you so much.
Struggling with your segue. Yes. So speaking of noodle casseroles, guess what I used the last time I made it?
I don't know, because you're defying all rules. You're not having any tuna in your tuna casserole.
I
What are you
know,
making?
it's just rocking your world here. Well, normally I use like a cream of mushroom soup that's vegan, but when we were at the Maya Kamal booth at Expo,
Mhm.
I lingered, let's just say, because
Okay.
you know, when you're at Expo, you're just like, there's just so many cookies and just chocolates and whatever. And whenever you find a savory booth, at least this is what I
Mhm.
do. I kind of just sort of circle around and just keep going
Yeah.
back for more
Love it.
samples.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Can
good.
I have some more of your lentils, please? So I loved a lot of their stuff. And they sent me home with a bunch of their soups. And this creamy spiced butternut I used in my noodle casserole, and it was so good. And so you can make noodle casserole with or without protein, and you can make it with any kind of, you know, soup base that you want to, and it just totally changes the flavor of the noodle casserole. And this was delicious. It was so good. But they also have other simmer sauces, like this one's toasty spices and tangy tomato, and this is spicy vindaloo, zesty coconut and chili. And everything is really spicy, not like so spicy that you can't eat it, but it's like it's got spice, like full flavor. You know, it's not, it doesn't leave you wanting more. You don't have to like an add or anything like that. I just think they have nailed it with every one of their flavors.
Although not all their sauces, their simmer sauces are vegan. So please just like check them all.
Yeah, the new ones. It's the new ones.
There was another brand that we actually stopped at that had amazing Indian food that also happened to be vegan, and they left some samples with us, and that is Saffron Road. And they have, again, these pouches that are like an easy tear pouch. And we tried the deli potatoes, and we love them. And they're spicy, but gluten-free and vegan as well. And they have a couple of other tear pouches that are all certified gluten-free or gluten-free and vegan and just really good. And you can add the deli potatoes to a protein if you're a meat eater, or just use them as the protein itself. They also have a lot of chickpea based sauces or chickpea based like sauce in the container, like just these tearaway packets that are super, super easy for quick meals. So I always like to have Saffron Road available. They have frozen foods, but these tearaway microwavable packs are so easy.
Well, and then another one that's I actually used, this was a sample that was sent to me in advance of Expo because I knew I wasn't going to have time to get there, is great to throw in with veggies because that's exactly what I did with it, is Noble Made. And
so good.
I practically drank the sauce. It was so delicious. And this is another one that's really was very spicy. It's a medium spice, which I loved. And this is gluten-free, and also it was vegan and so good. Clean label, very spicy. Loved it. It was yummy. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah. So Noble Made, if you know Celiac and the Beast, you know that I've been friends with the New Primal guys for forever, since they started. Their first Expo West, that they were there in the press room. So I love them. And they started out by doing jerky. And that's why I love them, because they have turkey, thankfully.
Yes.
And then they launched this Noble Made brand within New Primal. So it was always New Primal, Noble Made. And then they killed it at Whole Foods. Oh my God, slayed it, because all these sauces are incredible. Now, note that not all their sauces are dairy-free. They do have a lot of dairy-based sauces. But, oh my God, their buffalo sauce blows everything out of the water. Awesome. By the same people that do New Primal, but it is all their sauces. Let me tell you, they're incredible. Check out their mustard barbecue, their brisket barbecue, their Gary Brown. This is my favorite right here. This is my jam, the medium sauce, and then this is Parmesan mustard. You gotta get it, man. Noble Made started doing spices. Did you have their buffalo spice?
No, I have the buffalo sauce, but I don't have the spice yet.
Their spices are so good. They make an everything bagel seasoning that I love. That's actually better than the Trader Joe's one. And they have a buffalo spice sauce. So instead of doing a buffalo sauce, sometimes I'll combine the buffalo spices with just olive oil and salt and pepper, and then a couple of other like garlic salt or whatever. And I get to choose my own kind of level of spiciness. And we do our wings on that, and it's so good. And that way I don't have to like open up a new bottle to coat things that it may not be. Life changing. You have to try their spices. They're so, so good. And it's just a great brand. So now the Noble Mate has actually separated from New Primal. So they're sister brands, but I think they're probably going to have different people operating them or something, but so good. And I totally support New Primal and everything that they're doing with snacks. They just launched a bunch of, well, they've had them for a while, so I wouldn't say that they're new, but like a chicken maple stick for kids, a pizza themed chicken stick for kids. We've talked about this before on the podcast, but they just launched into Walmart, which is huge, 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 because Walmart doesn't have like a clean eating jerky for kids. So I love New Primal, don't get me wrong, but Noble Made is amazing because their sauces are so, so good. Buffalo sauce so good, but their spices, I just like don't sleep on.
I'll have to get the spices.
You gotta try
not
them.
the everything bagel spice. I can't do that. I can't do the garlic, but I'll have to look into the other one.
It's really, really good. So I'm super proud of them and all the sauces that they're doing, and they're killing it in the sauce world. So I'm very, very excited for them because
this one was a hit. I loved that one. I want to get some more of that right now. It was yummy. I threw it all over vegetables, and it was out of the park. It was really good.
So another one that we are super, super impressed with for sauces, the Coconut Secret booth, which I've only known to be like coconut aminos. And I'm like, I'm not crazy about it. I like coconut aminos, but I'm not like over the moon for buying.
Use them daily. Stuff. We throw the coconut aminos in our smoothies.
You're weird. Why though? Are you making
They're so good for you. No. I mean, you just put a little bit in there.
I guess it's just
you don't taste it. It's just really good to you. It's really good for you.
Okay.
Anyway. I mean, I cook with it all the time too. All right, just you go for it. I want to know
weirdo. I will tell you that Coconut Secret just launched 3 Asian-inspired sauces that are so good, and I would eat them, but not in a smoothie. They are Kung Pao, Korean barbecue, and teriyaki, and
those I would not put in my smoothie. You're
absolutely not. I love Sanjay. Don't get me wrong. Love Sanjay. Love the new stuff that they're coming out with. Amazing.
Their ume sauce is so good.
So I will tell you that these 3 are all so, so good and may compete with what I'm already buying with Sanjay. Because I'm very, very impressed. In fact, the Kung Pao, I think, blew everything out of the water. The Korean barbecue is also very good. I also love Sanjay's Korean barbecue, but I can never find it anywhere. But if I can, I think they're both great. And then the teriyaki sauce, which is actually very good as well. So I think that Coconut Secret probably has the best thing that they've launched in a really long time.
So, Filippo Barrio is a brand that probably everybody's familiar with. You've seen their olive oils on store shelves everywhere.
I think you're a liar because I've never heard of this brand before. I'm going to look them up.
Okay, you should look them up, and you'll see the packaging, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah." No, it's a very famous, well-known like olive oil brand from Italy. I buy their stuff all the time. They're fantastic. Anyway, they've launched new sustainable olive oils, and it's a really great story behind that, which we could get into another time. But what I really wanted to talk about was their new vegan gluten-free pestos.
I've absolutely seen this olive oil brand before. I'm so sorry I did not trust you.
Your first instinct should be yes, Jules, and not no. Like you should totally trust me.
Do you know me yet? I feel like
and do you know me, Erica? You should trust me. See, you know the brand. Okay. Anyway, so they have a new vegan pesto, gluten-free vegan pesto, and the label is so clean. It's just, I mean, literally, the sun-dried tomato is.
It's basil, sunflower oil, tofu, cashew, and potato.
Yeah, and then the sun-dried tomato one is sun-dried tomatoes, sunflower oil, basil, tofu, and tomato pulp. I mean, I love it. I know.
This sounds great.
I know. Super excited about this. So And I'm hoping, because they have such wide distribution for their olive oils that everyone knows about, that we'll be seeing their vegan pestos on store shelves everywhere as well.
Yeah, I just looked it up and that's not near me yet.
Well, it's brand new. I mean, I don't even know it's on store shelves yet anywhere, but it will be, hopefully. So I'm going to be getting my hands on some of that and putting it on some top seeds, some other crackers, some of the new stuff that we have to talk about.
Yeah, amazing.
I
Amazing.
know.
Another one that I loved, and it was a little awkward to just be like, I'd like more of this in a cup. It's a brand called Fabulish, which is a falafel brand, I guess. Like, is that their main product?
Yes.
But they also make like food service sauces that are vegan.
Yeah.
But they have this ranch dressing, and I think ranch is really gross, dairy free, and I have been struggling to find a good alternative because I loved like ranch to dip my pizza in as a kid. I was a weirdo. I was one of those weird kids.
And admitting it's the first step.
It is, really. I'm in recovery for it. So this ranch dressing is made with chickpeas, so aquafaba, and just like the right amount of mustard, the right amount of parsley. They have nailed this ranch dressing. It is so good. And you can get it on the website now. Before you could not. So you had to like, there's like food service vats of it. I'm like, no, I don't want like 5 pounds of ranch dressing.
Which, by the way, listeners, she did almost order. So
it's so good.
For the record, she liked it that much. We did spend a little awkward amount of time at that booth.
And I'm not like over the moon about any of their other products.
Like their falafel was fine.
Yeah, I'm just not a falafel person. So I'm just like, I'll drink your ranch sauce. The last one in the sauce category is something that we both had a chance to try. And it's actually in my Emile Henry oil thing that I keep in my, what's that called? It has like little flappy do on top. It's like an oil thing, like an oil pour spout.
Yeah.
Whatever. I transferred. So my 1949 cabinets cannot fit a tall bottle, and you can show everyone this bottle. It's a very tall bottle. So I had to transfer this into my Emile Henry pour spout oil thing.
Yes.
Talking about housewares again. Yeah. And it's Chef's Life. So this was started by Chef.
Such a clean brand.
So Chef Life oil was, I think, the brainchild behind one of my favorite top chefs, Brian Malarkey, and he was so smart and so wicked amazing at everything he does. He's based out of California, and so I'm like, okay, it's another oil. I'm not really that excited, even if it has a top chef behind it. Like, okay, it's an oil. But the whole point of this is they have multiple oils for different things, and why I really liked it is because it's helping people teach. It's helping teach people about like high heat and what you should be sauteing in, what you should be finishing with, like helping you understand the different oils and what they're used for, cooking, baking, sauteing, frying, whatever. So it actually has on the bottle like what should be used for and the different oils that make it up. And it's a gorgeous bottle. If you
the packaging is so clean. It's really nice. But like this one's a blend and says avocado, olive, sunflower, grapeseed. It says use this oil for cooking, saute, fry, roast, bake. And it is. It's really nice. Like people ask me all the time on the blog, like which oil do I use for frying donuts? Like which oil do I use for, braising this fish? Like which oil do I use for, adding oil to my brownies or, as a baking recipe? So it is very helpful for people who, aren't familiar with high smoke points of heat, for different oils and which ones are, a mild flavored oil for baking and things like that. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and I love the mix of oils. So it's not just a standard olive oil; like it's got all the properties of the different oils that you could use. So that was one of my favorite sauces, I guess, that we can use. But speaking of seeds and nuts and oils and everything, let's transition into our seed and nut category because there are quite a few savory, delicious things from Expo West this year in the seed and nut category. One of my favorites that we've talked about before is Top Seeds, and they are a seed-based cracker, all gluten-free, all dairy-free, and vegan. But it's very seed forward to where it's not ground up like how you see a cracker and it just looks like a beige. Like these are actually like you can see the seeds and everything in between. Not only do they have packaged seeds, but they also have seed mixes where you can actually make your own seed crackers. They're a great band, and I think, Jules, you have an interview from the show floor, right?
Hi, Jules with GF Jules here, and I'm here with Rebecca Brady from Top Seeds, one of my favorite gluten-free cracker companies, also happens to be vegan. They won Nexty here at Natural Products Expo West, and I want to just get a quick founder story. Can you tell us how you started your company?
Yeah, well, I moved here in 2015 and couldn't find a job.
Perfect.
So I combined my passion for good food, nutrition, and sport, and thought, do something I love and I'll never work a day in my life.
Yeah.
And started making crackers. I've been making them for a few years already, and people loved them, so I knew it was something that people loved. I just didn't know if I could make them and scale them up so that we could make enough to make it a profitable business.
Right?
Yeah.
And so tell us what kind of ingredients are in your crackers.
It's all seeds, so the company's called Top Seed, so it's a pun on being the top seed of crackers. I'm the top seed, it's all connected with sport and performance.
Yep.
So it's all seeds, sunflower, flax, pumpkin, sesame, chia, and hemp seeds. And then we use extra virgin olive oil, hot water, and arrowroot, mix it all together, roll it out, and bake them.
Yeah, so it's a very clean label,
Very
delicious. I love them. The cumin and the rosemary are my two favorite flavors.
Yeah.
What is your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor is the 6 seed.
Yeah.
I really just love the idea of letting the seeds do the talking. It's got a great sesame flavor.
Yeah.
The roasted pumpkin seeds come through. We were living in Asia for 20 years, so that sesame flavor is so
Yeah.
strong, and I just love it, and it's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 seed.
Yeah.
All the
And
way.
then you also have the new, like the crunchy clusters that I really love putting on my yogurt in the morning, which is
Yeah.
really fun. Any new innovations in the pipeline?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking for a grab-and-go size. At the moment, we're doing a 5-ounce, but a lot of people want stuff for their kids' lunch boxes or at a supermarket when you want to have something grab-and-go when you're just on your way out the door, so you can grab it around an office environment. So we might be looking at a little different form factor. And also the 6 seed, which is made with arrowroot, we might do another flavor. We're kind of thinking along the lines of maybe black pepper, or something with a little bit of heat. We're from Buffalo, so we got to have the spicy wing kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations again, and thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
And best of luck to you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
All right.
So
Yes.
another cracker line that I was actually really excited about, but I did not get a chance to try, unfortunately, because they ran out by the time I got to their booth. That's how excited people were about this. But my girlfriend tried it. Not you. Another girlfriend that was at the show.
Wait, you cheating on me?
I have one other friend. I just have one other friend.
Okay.
And she tried it, and it's a FitJoy. So FitJoy currently makes pretzels, and they're grain-free pretzels, and they are now making a grain-free cracker round that is apparently very similar to a Ritz cracker. Again, I have not tried it, but she was very excited about it, and thus I became very excited about it. So I'm
going to reserve judgment until I taste it because I'm not a FitJoy pretzel fan.
I know, and Matt is, and I'm like, okay, that's not my favorite brand of pretzels, but these look so good. And I'm like really hoping that they're good. So I'm really hoping to get a sample of them and we can follow up with you. But that is going to be a big launch for them. So that's kind of cool. They're also going to do stuffed pretzels too. So a grain-free version, I think, of what Quinn's doing. We'll see.
Hard to beat Quinn's though. But
so
I'm all for it. Competition in the marketplace.
Yeah. Do you know that Quinn just launched their pizza stuffed pretzel?
Yeah.
So they had that on the market. They reformulated. Now it's back. So yeah.
I may have lingered at that booth a little bit longer than I should as well.
Oh, so good. My gosh.
I've admitted on this podcast before, only to our very dear friends, the listeners, who will never tell anyone that I have a Quinn's problem. Once I get my hands on a bag of Quinn's, I can't seem to put it down. So.
Yep. I bought several and they're in my pantry and I'm just like, oh, so good. They're calling my name.
I can't buy them because then I just sit in a chair and eat them all until they're gone.
So I will tell you a little hack for that. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So we love a good Quinn stuffed peanut butter pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the sitch. You open a bag, that's one serving. That just is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's what it is. Don't read the nutrition label. That's not true.
No.
So I was at CVS. I did not know that I was such a prolific grocery shopper at CVS. But now I'm obsessed with grocery shopping at CVS because they have a bunch of small sized items that are like in their better for you category. Whoever their buyer is killing it because they have rind. And I don't like rind snacks, but their apple chips are so good. They have those. They have Quinn pretzels in the snack bags, this big.
What?
Peanut butter pretzels. And I'm like, you have solved all my problems. Whoever the CVS buyer, so good. They know that when you open a bag of Quinn pretzels, it's serving. So like, let me offer you the snack size ones that are yay big. They're perfect, Jules.
Yeah.
I go to CVS and I'm like, okay, Windex, the toilet paper, allergy medications. I'm like, oh, I'm also going to buy $100 worth of groceries here. Is that weird? And they're like, okay. But I'm so good. And they're better. Their better for you snack section for the past probably 2 years has been so good. And I'm like, I don't know who your buyer is, but they absolutely go to Expo West. I know it because they are just making the best product purchases. So I swear to God, if you have not been to CVS, you've got to go shop in their
and it could just be your CVS again. Like we've established that regions are not the same, but it was so funny. I was looking at, I think it was Gluten Free Street Gang on Fridays.
Oh yeah,
publish all those funny things, and I was looking at the one, and I totally was thinking about Quinn's snack bags, and for me it's like the almond with the maple or whatever, like that one's just my weakness. But I was thinking about that when I was reading the one that said the one with the cartoon and the guy's like looking at this empty bag of chips and it says family size chips or whatever, and it's empty and the bag of chips is gone, and he says, maybe I am a family.
Maybe I am my own family.
I am my own family when it comes to the family size chips bag of the Quinn pretzels. Like, that's me. I have a problem. So I don't know. If FitJoy it would be hard to beat those, but I am willing to try. I will do it for the listeners. I will try. Yes.
That's so nice of you.
It is nice.
Another one that I didn't get to try, but Matt tried, oddly enough. And I was very excited because of the opportunity it had, was Kibo. Kibo has some lentil chips and some lentil crackers. And
well, you guys have always liked those lentil chip things, the Enjoy Life ones.
I do love a good lentil chip.
I know.
But this one is in Maui onion. And my big hang up with Maui onion is Maui onion is never safe. Any traditional Maui onion chip is never safe. It always has gluten in it. So there's only been one other brand that I found.
Why?
And it's like
super odd.
Like some barbecue, how some barbecue ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So same with Maui onion.
Okay.
So I think, I don't remember the other brand. It's like Nantucket Chips or something that has a Maui onion that's safe. And then Kibo launched their one. And so Matt came into my room and he's like, can I have this sample? And I'm like, sure, but you have to tell me if you like it. And he did like it a lot. So I'm really just excited for an option to have a Maui onion chip. And it seems like such a weird thing to ask for. But I think
that is a weird thing to ask for.
Well, when I flew to Hawaii and they're like, here are your Maui onion chips that everyone gets because it's like their Hawaiian thing, right? And I'm like, I couldn't eat any of it. And I was mad. So then ever since then, I was like, let me try to find one that is safe. And there isn't one. So here you go.
See, again, that's not something that I would gravitate to. I can't do the onion thing. So that's why I didn't even know about this whole Maui onion conspiracy against gluten-free people.
Now you know. Now you're not going to be able to unsee it.
I can't unsee that. But, there's a crack in the conspiracy now. But there's a Kibo. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about Mary's Gun Crackers now?
Sure. I think we have a picture of this, actually, of this new Mary's. Mary's has been around forever. And you either like it or you don't. It's a totally different kind of cracker. It's like you can see what's in the cracker. It's a pressed cracker. What it's got.
It's almost like the grosser version of Top Seeds. Like if Top Seeds tore the roof of your mouth off at every bite, that's what the Mary's Gone crackers would be. And I can only say that because I never liked the brand until they came out with their real thins that are the wheat thin alternatives that are the best crackers known to man. And I buy them in bulk. They are so good. They're so expensive and I love them. But I have never supported their other crackers. Every time, just roof of my mouth is gone. Just straight up like raw pieces of dangly flesh hanging because it tears up the roof of your mouth and I do not support it.
Yeah. And Top Seeds doesn't do that.
Absolutely not, or else I would not be talking so highly about Top Seeds. I don't know what it is either, and it's so polarizing because you either hate them and they tear up through your mouth, or they're the best crackers ever made.
Well, they have good flavor, but like I mean, you got to put a lot of stuff on it in order for it to not tear up the roof of your mouth. Like a layer of cheese or butter or whatever. I know
that shouldn't be a requirement.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Crackers.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're
here to talk about their new cheese crackers. And you get a lot of people who are like, I miss this, I miss that, I miss this when you go gluten free. And a lot of people say that they miss like Cheez-Its and stuff. And this is Mary's answer to Cheez-Its, and this will not tear up the roof of your mouth.
No, they're very not construed. What is the word I'm looking for in English?
They're extruded. Is that what you're trying to say?
I guess.
Okay. Yeah. They look like
they look like
formed.
Cheez-Its still. They're fully
like
formed. No sharp edges. Cheez-Its.
Yeah. Yes. And they're vegan. So
yes.
There's
a red one and a green one.
There's a green one.
Yeah, do you know the difference between the two?
Obviously not, because I didn't know there was a green one. That sounds gross. I just saw the red one.
The packaging.
Oh, you were saying there were green crackers. Like, nope, did not know about that.
So they have a red and they have a green box. Their green box is plant-based cheddar and herb flavor, and the red box is plant-based cheddar, and they look exactly like a Cheez-It, maybe a Cheez-It mixed with like a wheat thin. But yeah, so they have 2 new lines, along with their Mary's Gone Cookies line, cookies with a K, but that's sweet. So we're not talking about this because this is a savory only show. But yeah, it looks great. Did you try them?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they tasted just fine. Like I never was a Cheez-Its fan. So
okay.
I was
you're the
just
wrong
like,
person
okay,
to try
whatever.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. Like it didn't tear up the roof of my mouth. And
we're going to get a cease and desist from Mary's Gone Crackers, even though the whole point was like, I don't like that cracker, but I love their real thins. So please don't come at me, Mary's Gone Crackers. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, if you're looking for a Cheez-It, I think it's a perfectly good option for you to pivot over here and get a gluten-free vegan Cheez-It analog from Mary's Gone Crackers, especially because there are other brands that have tried to do this and have not done it well.
And have failed.
And have gotten the wah from people like Erica, who really don't like them. So, would you like to enlighten us on that brand? No. Or you just want to stay out of that fight?
No, I'm not here to talk shit.
Okay.
That's what I do in my regular day job.
Okay. There are other brands out there who have Cheez-It analogs in the gluten-free space that are not as good as this one. So I would definitely say pick this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And support Mary's Gone Crackers by buying the real thins because they're my favorite. Please don't sue us. To round out our cracker experience, I'd like to tell you a little bit about some stuff from Simple Mills. And I love Simple Mills. They're great. This innovation, however, contains dairy. So I will, as a caveat, let you know that while I wish that this was dairy-free, it is not. But I think everyone who loves dairy will be very excited about the new product from Simple Mills. They are a poppable cheese snack, and they're going to be delicious because it's Simple Mills. And I have a video directly from the Simple Mills booth with the marketing manager who wants to tell you a little bit about their new innovations.
And something that I'm most excited about is our new product called Pop'ems. These are actually launching in the summer, so in July. So it's a very, very exclusive sneak peek. But these are a veggie flour baked snack cracker. They're super light, airy, poppable, hence the name. They're hollow in the middle. There's actually 50 crackers per serving, so you can really enjoy a handful or the whole box, depending on how much you love them. But think about them as kind of a refined goldfish or a refined Cheez-It, if you will. The base and the first ingredient is actually organic butternut squash. They're made with butternut squash and red bean, and of course organic dairy, so organic cheddar and some organic milk. And they are absolutely delicious and perfect for the whole family.
So the next two things we're going to talk about, the next two items that we're going to talk about are chip-esque, but they're vegetables. They're more snackable vegetables, the crunchy, crispy vegetables. First one I want to talk about is one of my favorite finds all time of the show, and that is shishito peppers from Rhythm Superfoods. And they're dried, just like their other mushroom chips or their cauliflower bites or anything that they have. They're dried.
Kale chips.
Yeah. Kale chips, their first product ever.
Yep.
So these were so good. And I love getting shishito peppers at restaurants. But like, I just went to a fancy restaurant for my 40th birthday. It was horrible. You probably heard the story. And I really wanted the shishito peppers that were on their gluten-free menu. JK, they're fried in the same fryer, or they have gluten on them, or they're made with a sauce that has gluten. So most of the time you can't get them when you're dining out, unless it's just pure shishito peppers that have been fried or baked in some other form. So this is a great way for you to have the enjoyable, poppable shishito peppers at home without having weird sauces on them. And at first I was like, I don't know if I'm into this as like a chippy snack, but they were so good. And it's like 1 in 10 is like super spicy, and it's like a game on when you're going to get like the super spicy one.
I love that.
It's so unique. I mean, they were one of the first ones to come out with mushroom chips. I will say that. And I thought it was weird, but then everyone started making mushroom chips. Mm-hmm. But this, I have not seen any other poppable, crunchable shishito peppers ever. And as
I need to try this. I didn't get to their booth, and I've always loved Rhythm, and I didn't make it to their booth, so I need to try the shishito peppers. I need to get some samples.
Well, and I tried to see if they were on the website yet, because usually things go on the website before they go into stores. And then I was on the website and I didn't see them, but I did see the watermelon jerky. And I'm like, oh God, I love this so much. And it's so expensive, but it's so good. So I ordered a huge pack of it. Oh, it's so good.
That's so random. It's like, what's left at the end of the day when you are drying watermelon? How could there possibly be anything left?
It's so wild, Jules. I love it.
Magic, it's like, and stardust.
It's fruit by the foot, but like for adults. It's crazy.
But
it's
what
so
else
good.
did they put in there?
It
can't just be watermelon.
It is.
Just be watermelon.
It's weird. It's
I'm not buying it.
And it takes a ton of watermelon to make it, which is why it is so expensive. Yeah.
I just can't understand that.
I don't know.
How can they possibly make jerky out of watermelon?
Aren't you getting a Nesco dehydrator from all your houseware stuff?
Yeah, and that's the first thing I'm going to use it for.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make a mess.
Watermelon jerky. Yeah, you're going to make a mess, and it's going to be watermelon jerky, and it's going to be the best thing you've ever had. And then you're going to be like, wait, that took way too much time and way too much watermelon, so I'm just going to buy it.
I'm just going to order it from Rhythm Superfoods.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. So I'll match that shishito pepper with this Papadelics crunchy mushrooms. Love this brand. So the reason why I like it is because the thing I don't like about all of the mushroom chips that are out there is that they're chewy. They say they're chips, but they're not chips. They're like,
God.
Yeah. And like mushroom jerky, like you go to eat it and it's like chewy. I can't stand chewy.
There's a lot of mushroom jerky that's out there, and there are people that love it. It's not for me.
Not for me. I don't like the chewy stuff. Like it's stuck in your teeth and it's just like, you have to gnaw on it. No, not for me. I don't like that.
Then you're going to hate watermelon jerky because that absolutely is going to be stuck to your teeth.
Okay,
sorry.
Then I don't want it. But
spoiler alert.
Okay, never mind on the watermelon jerky. But the Papadelics, they're called crunchy mushroom chips. They are crunchy. And I talked to the founders, and it's another one of those guys who actually they got started in the pandemic where they were sitting around like, with nothing
Eating
to do,
mushrooms?
totally bored, and they were probably eating mushrooms. But they said, why has no one ever made crunchy mushroom chips instead of all the soft and chewy ones? And they looked around, and there's no one doing it. They're like, I guess we can do it. And so they started doing it. And so they're all they tried all these different types of mushrooms, and the best mushrooms for making them crunchy and for holding the spices were shiitakes, which are mushrooms that are very, very good for you instead of just like buttons or something like that that don't have a lot of nutritional value. So it just so happened to be that the shiitake worked the best, and they are whole mushrooms that are really good for chip size, actually. And they have different flavors. And the one I have right here is Trippin' Truffle Parm, but it's vegan. And the flavor is great, and they're crunchy. So they're really good for dipping in various things too, or you can just sit and eat them. But I love them. And anyway, it's pretty cool.
There's no LSD, correct? Because it says tripping. I just want to make sure you're not doing drugs.
They went a little far with the whole psychedelic theme because I think a lot of people probably are thinking that. And so I think they could have gone either way with their marketing, and they went that way, but there is nothing psychedelic about a shiitake mushroom.
Okay. Just making sure.
No, there's nothing like that in there. Nope.
You're like, just double checking. Okay, good.
No, I was not double checking. I was just seeing if they say anything about it on here, but no, there's nothing like that about it.
So speaking about weird veggies, is tofu a vegetable?
It's plant-based. And I eat a lot of tofu as a vegetarian, pescatarian. I put tofu in everything, but I cook it and prepare it from, a package that comes, a block in water. And I stopped at the Jenny's tofu booth, and she had this 5-spice tofu. We have a picture of it, I believe. I'm not sure. But she had this already spiced tofu that you never can buy already spiced tofu because it always has gluten in it. And so I always just pass right by that. And I always do my own spicing, which is fine. But hers was, it was so good. And she just basically had it. It was, cut up almost like in cheese cubes, just out and with toothpicks in it. And again, I lingered too long at the booth, and it was a little awkward. I think she was trying to kick me out because I was like eating all of her
entire block of tofu.
I was like, she's like getting out new blocks for me. But it was so good. I literally was just standing there eating tofu, which I would never ever say that I would do.
That it was so good. And I'm like, tofu? And she's like,
it's super so random. Good. The texture was like eating kind of like a farmer's cheese kind of a texture. But it had full on spice, and it was just like, okay, I could totally eat this. Like,
especially if when it's pre-spiced and you don't need to worry about it. You can just add in vegetables, like easy peasy.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. Highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Okay. So, along with seeds, we wanted to also talk about some nut products. And one of the best things we saw that we've actually talked about before when I talked about sweets was the cashew nut butter. Oh my God, from Octonuts. So good. And we talked about the walnut oil from Fancy Food. But one other thing we wanted to show, I know that Jules has a video with the Octonuts people, but they have new roasted almonds and savory flavors. Oh my gosh, so good. And they're all gluten-free, sea salt and vinegar. And they're not using malt vinegar. They're using just a white distilled vinegar, herbs de Provence.
Say that again.
Herbs de Provence.
You know how I love it when you speak French to me.
Herbs de Provence. And then like an olive oil and lemon that they're actually using rice flour to coat it with. So that's going to be a huge launch for them. And we're very excited because we love our Octonuts.
I'm here with Octonuts at the show, and I just wanted to find out if there's anything new. And I just learned something that I did not know about Octonuts. So tell me.
Yes, so new at the show, our almond and walnut protein powders are officially upcycled certified, so we're eliminating food waste formally, and you can prove it because it is third-party verified by the Upcycled Food Association.
So cool.
Yeah, and also new is we're entering a new nut universe with macadamias. So our cold press oils, we now have macadamia oil as well too.
And the smoke point on that is?
449 degrees Fahrenheit.
So it'd be good for baking and for cooking.
Yes, absolutely. Good.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great show.
Yeah, definitely having a good time.
So Jules, you found a new nut company that you like.
Yeah, no, I love this company. A couple of their SKUs, or maybe just one, has dairy in it, but the rest of them don't. And it's super clean label. It's called Unbound, and again, they're all walnuts, which are super good for brain health. And I'm all about that since my mom had dementia. I'm just kind of freaky about that. So I'm looking for anything that's good for brain health, which a lot of mushrooms are. So I'm very into the mushroom thing right now too. But walnuts are really good for brain health. And this Unbound company, I love their packaging. So if you're watching on YouTube,
they're
you can
awesome
see it.
people. Do you know that they own their walnut farm?
Yeah,
I talked to them
so
for a ton at Fancy Food, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Who do you source your walnuts from?" Like, no, it's ours. I'm like, "Ah, amazing!" And
That's
I
so
just
cool.
really liked everything about them. I talked to them for a long time, and I do wish that all their flavors were dairy free.
I
But
know.
they do have some. So their sea salt and pepper they have, and the chili lime, which I thought was a
Chili
really
lime,
great
yeah,
savory.
and they have cinnamon and
Yeah.
So there's some other good choices for people who are avoiding dairy. But I love their packaging. It really draws you in, and I know I've talked about them before in that regard. But it's if you're looking for good nuts with not an overabundance of other ingredients with them. It's simply walnuts with whatever that seasoning is, and I really like them a lot. And then
it's great brand, great brand.
it is a great brand, right. And then along those same lines, that just in terms of just snacks like that, just a mixture of kind of things like that, which I found it was new to me. Although Erica said she's seen this before, and maybe this is a West Coast, East Coast thing again. But it's a Booja beer mix, and they had some other mixes too. And I may not be pronouncing that right, but this was really cool because, and this might cross over into our next little tiny section we're going to talk about. This is kind of a comfort foodie thing too. But
and to be fair, I was like, I'm sorry, a beer mix. And then I had to remember before our lives were celiac, a beer mix is just like a snacky snack that they would have like at a bar, that you have like the roasted peanuts and all those crunchy things that you eat alongside beer
with your beer.
Yes.
It's not, it has beer in it. Yeah. Cause I kept looking at the ingredients like over and over again. I'm like, we've been gluten-free so long. We don't even remember what this means.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you have. Like when the bartender like pours it in a bowl at the bar for you. So it's that snack mix, and it has like all this stuff in it, which ordinarily gluten-free people will be like, that's a hard pass because there's too much in that bowl. Obviously there's something in there that has gluten. And it's like this melange of like all this stuff that you would think any number of those things would have gluten in them, and it's all gluten-free. And they have, this beer mix, but they had a couple other different blends too. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. And we all sit at home and we're like, okay, well, I'm going to make a homemade Chex Mix today, or whatever. And that's what we do, being a gluten-free person. We don't have these like ready-made snack mixes like that have like all of this fun stuff in it. And that's what this is, this Booja beer mix and the other blends they had. I'm like, this is awesome. I was so excited. I was, I don't care if it isn't brand new, like it's new to me and I'm psyched. So
and that's a great transition to our next thing, which is comfort foods, right?
Yeah.
The things that we're like, we have missed out on these because it just isn't a thing for gluten-free people.
Yeah.
The first one I'll mention, and like the big one, I'll save that the best for last. But the first one is, so I love Brazzy Bites because it's just such a great brand. I can't eat it because it has cheese in it.
Yeah.
It's a traditional Brazilian cheese bread, but everyone loves Brazzy Bites. It's just like people are just like, it's amazing. Thank you for introducing me to this. Before it was on Shark Tank, I had talked about them. When it went on Shark Tank, it shut down their website, and then all the excess traffic went to my site, so it almost shut down my site. Like, that's how old school I am with Brazzy Bites. And they've consistently launched new products over the years. They launched the breakfast sandwich, I believe, two or 3 years ago. That just finally came into our Target maybe a year ago. But they launched a brand new Brazilian cheese bread that is an everything style. So it has the poppy seeds and the garlic and the onion on top. So we've already discussed this. It's not for Jules, but I think it's a new fun kind of thing that Brazzy Bites is exploring within their traditional Brazzy Bite line, where it's not like a breakfast sandwich or anything, but it's part of their traditional line of Brazilian cheese breads. So that's coming out soon. I think anyone who loves Brazzy Bites loves all their new different flavors. So really excited for Brazzy Bites fans out there to try something new. And the last one, chef's kiss, best for last. Feel Good Foods has been innovating like wildfire. And they announced their everything stuffed bagels, I think it was maybe 6 months ago or so, and they have them on the website. People have been finding them. It's basically a tiny bagel where cream cheese is stuffed in the inside, which I think is amazing. Oh my God, if I could have dairy, I would be all over those. But they launched a couple new things at Expo West, and that is jalapeno bites and fried pickles. And the fried pickles are dairy free, and I am so beyond excited.
Okay, we're here at Feel Good Foods. Cheers. As you know, I've been a fan of Feel Good Foods since the very, very beginning. We got some new innovation. Dude, fried pickles, are you kidding me? And the ingredients? That means I can finally eat one of the new products at Feel Good Foods. Normally, I mean, this bagel, do you see this bagel? Hi! We got a lot of innovation here. We've got the mini bagels with cream cheese stuffing, but I swear to you, these fried pickles will be a game changer.
Yeah, I was really psyched about the fried pickles. I mean, it seems super random, right? People are like, fried pickles. But if you're from the Midwest, I mean, in the summer, you go to all of those fests and stuff in the summer at state fairs and all that. Everybody's about fried pickles. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's something new, and I think the jalapeno bites are going to be super, super popular. They have just been innovating like crazy, and they're getting exposure on store shelves. I mean, like my Whole Foods stocks a bunch of it, and so does my Sprouts, and they are taking up a lot of freezer space with all their products. And they have mini pierogies now. I mean, they have a ton of new stuff, and I think the fried pickles, I think, are an amazing air fryer find for me. I just went to Denver, hence the Holidaily beer that I was drinking. And at Holidaily, they have food trucks. So one of the food trucks is Farmhouse 5280, I think. It's a food truck. And they're all gluten-free. And they make the most amazing fried pickles. I'm going to show you a picture right now of the fried pickles. And they're incredible. And I was so lucky to have them. And then I'm like, I cannot wait to make these at home. Because no way in hell am I making handmade fried pickles. Like that's not what I'm all about, but I'll absolutely buy them when Feel Good Foods launches them in our Whole Foods. So this has been an incredible wrap up of your new favorite savory snacks from Expo West. We love them, and you're going to love them too. So stay tuned to the next episode of You Had Me Eat, where we talk about all the sweet finds from Expo West. I can't wait to show you what sugary filled goodness we found for you on the next episode of You Had Me at Eat.